I know you're thinking to yourself, I don't have time to chop 1,000 things and put them all in matchy-matchy containers. Sure, it'd be nice, but come on, let's be realistic. I call Grubhub at least 2 nights a week because I'm just too dang tired to plan a meal. Sister, I feel your pain because I'm right there with you. I have a full-time job, a YouTube channel, a website, and I'm trying to gain a following on Instagram, all while being a mother and the wife of a man who is working full-time and going to school full-time. So when I say we have a lot going on, I mean we have a lot going on. So how do I find time to eat, much less plan meals? In this video, I'm going to tell you a few of the non-traditional meal planning strategies that I have used over the years to make sure my family gets fed a healthy meal every night. And this weekly meal planning video is specifically for you busy people who have like 12 million things going on and you really don't want to do any of them because all you want to do is take a nap. You know I'm talking about you, don't you? Hi, I'm Wendy Valencia. I believe it is possible to organize your way into anything. Maybe it's a home so clean that you could perform surgery at a moment's notice, or getting your finances in order, or paying off a mountain of debt, getting more than 5 hours of sleep a night, or even losing weight. Each of these things is possible through simple organization and planning. And what's even more interesting is that it seems like once you master one of these areas, it's actually significantly easier to master any of the others. So today we're going to talk about how meal planning can be easy and it doesn't have to take a ton of time. And while some of these can be a little more expensive than making like tuna noodle helper, they're most definitely cheaper than takeout or delivery. I love to cook, and if I had the choice, I would make these super extravagant, healthy gourmet meals with bright colors and different textures every single night. But ain't nobody got time for that. So I've used each one of these ideas at some point over the years. I don't use them all the time, but trust me when I tell you that meal planning will save you time and money. And as you all know, money is a big one here at the Valencia household, and our food budget is one place we all feel we could cut back. Not just us, but everybody feels like sometimes their food budget gets out of control. And for me, every single time I go to the grocery store, I come out spending $50. Even when I only have planned on going for one thing, I somehow managed to come out with a full bag of groceries or 2. So to combat that, I actually do 2 things. The first thing that I do is I make a meal plan for the entire week for all 3 meals. And that is super important because if I forget to meal plan for 3 meals for 3 people, I'm going to forget something at the grocery store. I need to think, what will Melina take for lunch to school? What will Mauricio and I take for lunch to work? Who's eating what for breakfast? Do I have enough snacks in the house that Melina has something to eat when she gets home from school? Are there any barbecues or potlucks or food where I need to take it with me? Do we have a nice appetizer in the house that if somebody just shows up, I have something to serve them? These are important things I think about every time I'm going to the grocery store because they keep me from making last-minute emergency trips to the grocery store other than my main weekly trip. The second thing I do is pick up groceries curbside or have them delivered. I try and avoid entering any store at all costs, seriously, at all costs. Yes, it generally costs about $5 to pick up the groceries from Harris Teeter because my local Walmart doesn't have curbside pickup. Get on the ball, Walmart. We all want curbside pickup. Or, $6.95 for Giant to deliver them to my house. But I guarantee you that if I go to the store, I'm going to see a new popsicle or a yogurt that Melina might want to try. And there will be these amazing smelling peaches that I'll end up thinking, oh, I can put those on the grill, even though it's not on my meal plan. And I'll end up spending way more than that extra $5 to $10 that I had for getting curbside pickup or delivery. So some of these ideas will deal with meal planning, and some of these ideas will actually address cutting back on meal preparation time. So let's get into the ideas. One of the biggest time sucks about meal planning is coming up with recipes to use every week. So the first way to make meal planning faster and easier is to make a meal plan for a whole month and use that exact same meal plan every month. That is 31 different dinners. No one is going to get bored of having the same 31 meals over and over and over, because it is 31 different meals every day. Well, not 31 different meals every day. It's 31 meals in the month, which are different meals every day. If you make your meal plan and your weekly grocery list, it'll be set for the whole year. And then you'll have to only spend one chunk of time making out the list. And when I used to do this, I put it on the computer and I had the grocery list for each meal all set to go. So I know week 1 was these meals, week 2 was these meals, week 3, and so on and so forth. And I get the corresponding grocery list and, of course, the monthly Costco list as well, and just get it ready and print it out for me. The second way to make meal planning faster and easier is to look at what's already out there for free. Google weekly meal plan with grocery list. There are so many free printable meal plans out there. Bloggers all over the world create these amazing meal plans and share them for free. If you want to keep costs down, Google cheap weekly meal plan with grocery list. If you want quick, Google fast meal plan with grocery list. This will only cost you the amount of time it takes you to search Google and find a meal plan that looks good to you. The third way to make meal planning faster and easier deals specifically with trying to lose weight while planning for and making fast, budget-friendly meals. As you all know, I'm in the process of losing over 100 pounds that I started losing like 4 years ago. And one of the problems with doing that is that in addition to meal planning, I have to calorie count every single meal every day. So for me, I make one meal plan, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, calorie and macro check it, and eat the same thing every day for a week. And it makes life so much easier. The fourth way to make meal planning faster and easier is to use e-meals. E-meals is awesome, not only because do they give you a meal plan, but they also are connected to multiple grocery outlets like Walmart, Amazon, Instacart, and Kroger. And you get your meal plan for the week, and it actually just connects you to the grocery store of your choosing, and you order them for pickup or delivery. I used e-meals years ago when it was new, and it was just one meal plan based on Walmart sales. I remember liking it so much and having it be so much cheaper than what I was making. But then we moved to Mexico, and it was obviously no longer an option. But when I was getting ready for this video, I actually looked on their website, and they have so many different meal plan choices now. Kid-friendly, budget meals, vegetarian, vegan, keto, paleo, low-calorie, gluten-free, diabetic. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And if there's a meal plan you're looking for, they probably have it. They even have a breakfast plan and a lunch plan, and it's only $5 a month. And right now they're actually having a 14-day free trial. And I am actually maybe thinking about getting in on this one and trying it again. But I'll put a link down in the description box if you want to check that out, because I loved it when I did it before. The fifth way to make meal planning faster and easier is less about making a meal plan and more about making the actual cooking part easier. And that's bulk preparing meals. This is something that I have done for years. When I'm gonna make a casserole or like a freezer dump meal for the crock pot, I prepare a lot of it, like 4 or 5 of them. And I get those like big bulk aluminum baking pans from Costco, and I make several of those and pop them in the freezer. And then when it's time to cook, I just pull them out of the freezer and pop them in the oven or the crock pot or what have you, and we're good to go. Some tips about this is make sure your recipe freezes well before you go and make a lot of it. Some recipes freeze well and some don't. And some need to be fully cooked or partially cooked before you put them in the freezer. And then there are some that I would never recommend freezing at all. So we do bulk prep a lot with meatloaf. Since Melina, Mauricio, and my dad are huge fans of meatloaf, I will get a big package of ground beef from Costco and make it all into meatloaf, portion it out and put it in sealer bags, and then throw it in the freezer. And then when I'm gonna use it for dinner that night, I just go ahead and take the bag out of the freezer and throw it in the fridge and let it thaw a little. Then when I get home, all I have to do is pop it in the oven, make a salad and some mashed potatoes, and we're ready. Voila. It takes only like an extra few minutes to make 6 things of meatloaf and put it in the freezer. And then I'll have 6 meals ready to go in just a few extra minutes. It is so worth that tiny bit of extra effort. The 6th way to make meal planning faster and easier is to think of meals that you can make easily, like in under 15 minutes. And when I say this, I'm thinking Costco. Costco has some amazing pre-prepared meals like bulgogi and rotisserie chicken and ribs and pizzas that you can just pop in the oven. And if you use a regular grocery store, they have frozen lasagna and enchiladas and pot pies. Now, these options are going to be a tad bit more expensive than if you make these same meals from scratch. But when you're in a time crunch, having a meal on hand that will take 10 minutes to prepare is way cheaper than ordering takeout. And if you can look at your schedule ahead of time and know what days you're gonna come home tired and be running out the door to take your kid to an activity, these are the days you wanna have those meals. The 7th way to make meal planning faster and easier is to use a meal delivery service like Home Chef. Now, admittedly, this is by far the most expensive way to meal plan, but it's still cheaper than ordering delivery, and it is so easy. There's no shopping, there's no portioning, and it just comes right to your door and you have dinners for a week. They even have some meals that take like 5 minutes to prepare because everything is already done for you. That's not so much cooking as just dumping stuff in a pan, but hey, you know, whatever works. My family loves Home Chef. The meals are delicious and keep such a variety in the meal choices. We haven't eaten the same meal in so long, and the prep is so quick. I cannot recommend Home Chef enough. I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description box if you want to check that out, or just go look at the meals they have on the schedule for this week. The 8th way to make meal planning faster and easier is to use Cozy. You know, I'm a huge fan of Cozy for organizing my family's schedule, and in Cozy they have a full meal planner in the app. So I plug in our family's tried and true recipes, and when I'm making the meal plan for the week, I just add the meal to the meal plan and then transfer all the ingredients to the grocery list, run through the kitchen to figure out what I already have and what I need, and head off to the grocery store. Or more likely, I go over to the Harris Teeter website and schedule my groceries for delivery or pickup. Mostly pickup. Now, the key for Cozy is that you know what recipes your family loves. So I never have to worry about what is in Cozy being something my family doesn't like. And I'm not gonna lie, I may have put all the Home Chef recipes in Cozy. So when I want to recreate those, all I have to do is click on the recipe and add the ingredients to my grocery list. I just hate keeping stuff. I don't keep cookbooks, and I don't like those annoying cards that they have. So this works perfectly for us. They just kind of clutter up my kitchen. What can I say? With the exception of my work planner, I'm a digital girl. So if you don't know about Cozy, I'll go ahead and put a link to that down in the description box too. And I also did a whole video on that. If you want to check that out, I'll link it right up over here. So I'll see you in the next one. See ya. We're out.